Welcome to this week's episode of Your Stock Request for the 6th of November. Hi, I'm Michael Gable, Managing Director at Fairmont Equities. Your Stock Request is the weekly video where I take your requests and analyse the share price charts. So this week we have Clarity Pharma, Kelsian Group, Santos, Light & Wonder and Arafura Rare Earths. So if you have a request, please send it through. Make sure you've signed up to the free newsletter, but our best recommendations come out on Tuesday in the Dynamic Investor Report. So please make sure you're getting that report. But if you do enjoy these videos, we'd love you to share them on social media or even leave us a review. Our main business is in portfolio management. So if you'd like to get my personal help in managing the portfolio, then please call me, and the advice is general only. So we've got the weekly chart here of CU6. So we could see that since April, it's been trending well. We've got the higher highs, higher lows. I mean, most recently, it's pulled back and sort of sat on top of the previous high, which is positive. If I switch over to the daily chart, we could see that it's had this sort of consolidation here, and it's started to move higher. We've had another sort of dip here in an intraday sort of rally off this sort of level here, just under 450. So it does look like there's good support emerging just slightly under 450. So it does look like, I think this consolidation is over. I think it should recover to a new high. So if you buy it here and have a stop under these lows, I think it's going to recover from here. Kelsian Group, KLS. So we've got also, doing well off the lows in April. So, rallies, flat consolidation, rally, flat consolidation, broke out, rallied. Possibly we've got another flat consolidation. At first glance, that's what it looks like. But also you could interpret this as maybe a double top, especially because it's fallen under that low. So, do we have a double top, broken that low? It's hard to say. I think ultimately I'd want to see it back above that September low. So if it can basically in the next day or two, be trading up here closer to $5, then I'd feel more confident that's just a consolidation and it'd be ready to go higher again. Santos, so if we have a look at the weekly chart, sort of longer term, just range bound, not going anywhere really. Short term, possibly looking like it wants to bounce, found a low. The way that it bottomed here on the low and then quickly bounced and then came back, and at this point it opened lower, not quite as low as this point, but then rallied and then sideways consolidation. So to me, this looks like it wants to head higher. So, I think for a short-term trade, it looks like a buy, and you just have a stop pretty close by, just under that low. Light & Wonder, if we have a look at the weekly chart, so it hasn't been listed on the ASX for long, but after that initial rise higher, we could see that for the past several months, you've got downtrend basically. On the daily chart, as it compared to this sort of point here, it made a new low at the end of October. RSI was higher, so a little bit of bullish divergence. Bounced in the past few days, bit extra volume on that bounce. So, marginally positive, but, overall you have to say it's still trending lower, and we need to see more evidence that, that it's ready to head higher again. Okay, finally Arafura, if we look at the weekly chart. So it looks like we've got sort of an inverse head and shoulders low here. There was a very clear sort of neckline, that was the break, buy signal. Obviously rallied pretty hard and has come all the way back. So it looks like it's coming back and doing a hard retest of that breakout. So not ideal. Ideally you'd want to see it consolidate up here, but it's come back for a hard retest. If we have a look at the daily chart, that's what we've got there. So essentially, it's come back to that line again. We could see this and potentially bouncing. So, I guess if you were going to buy it, you'd buy it here and you just run a really tight stop close by. And because if it starts trading back under here, that would be a negative. Okay, well, that's all for this week. If you have a request, send it through and I'll try to cover it next Thursday.